Hey everyone, it's your girl TeraMichelle. Welcome to or welcome back to my channel, Opinionated Scents, our safe space to discuss all things fragrance, whether we like them or not. Today's video is all about fantastic fall fragrances, and I know we're used to seeing the same top 10 lists pop up all over the place, but today's focus is on those fragrances that I truly love, I enjoy wearing, and I don't hear a lot of people talking about for this time of year. So my goal in this video is to hopefully introduce you to some new fragrances so that you can find something that you really like. These are kind of sort of some hidden gems, with the exception of about two of them. So if you're interested to see what I chose, let's jump right into the video. Hey everyone, before we get into the fragrances, I do want to thank everyone who has responded and donated to the post that I put up on my community tab as well as my Instagram page. There is a young couple, husband and a wife, and they have 5 children, and the husband was killed in a motorcycle accident on October 9th here in St. Louis, Missouri. This story, I do not know these people at all. I've never met them at all, but a coworker of mine, a friend of mine, was best friends with Brandon, who is the deceased husband and father. I cannot imagine what it would be like to have a husband one day and be raising 5 kids together, I think in between the ages of 5 and 14, and then all of a sudden find myself a widow raising 5 kids. So he started a GoFundMe page. Now, I believe this man does have burial insurance. So this money is to help her figure out over the next couple of months what she's going to do now that she's down to one income and still raising 5 kids on her own. Mortgage has to be paid. Bills have to be paid. Losing an entire income and the love of your life, devastating. So I did put those posts up for a GoFundMe. I'll put it in my description box here as well. I thought to myself, I have over 7,000 subscribers and they're only asking for $5,000. I've seen this country raise millions for murderers to get them lawyers and legal fees. So I figured I could do my part with my subscribers. And even if everybody just donated $1, we get them to the point that they are asking for to help this woman out. I do remember what it was like to go through a divorce and be a single mother of 2. And that was just a divorce. I can't imagine to have to go through a tragic death and still have to be a mom to these 5 kids and figure out how to financially handle it all. So if you can donate, please do. No amount is too small, as well as sharing across all of your social media platforms. I don't know, I guess it just touched me. And I just feel so very sorry for her, and my heart and my prayers go out to her and her family and those children. I mean, Thanksgiving and Christmas are right around the corner, and their dad will not be there. So, again, anything that you can give, even if it's just sharing it across your social media platforms, please do. Thank you so much for your time in advance and any assistance you can give. This first fragrance can be worn all year round, but for me, the sweet spot is fall. Because it is such a loud fragrance, it projects so far. I mean, it wafts. You will be announced before you enter a building, and people will know you were there long after you've gone home for the day. It is beautiful, woody, nutty, creamy, rich, with the perfect amount of sweetness, and I love it. You do not need to spray too much with this. It can become overpowering, cloying, and even choke you or others surrounding you out. So be careful with her. You have to love sandalwood in order to appreciate this fragrance. And it just fits for fall and for winter, to be honest. Again, I know plenty of people who wear it in the heat, but it's the cooler weather for me. We're talking about the masterpiece itself from the house of Zadig and Voltaire. It's called This Is Her. If you are familiar with her, talk about it in the comments, y'all. Tell me what you think. People who are sensitive to sandalwood really can't get along with her. And a lot of people think this pulls masculine. I don't wear masculine fragrances. So unisex could be, but it's just so freaking beautiful to me with that whipped cream, the vanilla, the jasmine sambac is playing in the background, but nice and pretty. The chestnut, the sandalwood, it just does something for me. This next fragrance is the new hot thing in Fragcom right now. It's from the house of Kayali and it's called Love Fest Burning Cherry. Really pretty cherry fragrance, perfect for fall. I'll probably wear it in winter as well, and then into the spring. And then this bottle will probably be gone if I'm being honest. I do like it. This year, there's a lot of redundancy with the note of cherry and a lot of things that are smelling alike. So for me, I'm going to enjoy this while I have it. I don't think it'll be a repurchase, but it is still going to be a fantastic fragrance for fall. This fragrance could also be deemed unisex, just like This Is Her by Zadig and Voltaire. It's really pretty. I think it smells equally amazing on men as it does women, but it is feminine enough for me because you know I don't go for masculine and I don't go for unisex normally. But this is Replica's Coffee Break, and this just did something to me. I sprayed it, and guys, the lavender in this keeps it all together. I feel like it's the glue of the fragrance, not the star. It's a very active supporting role here, and I really do enjoy it. The fragrance wouldn't be the same without it. I know for a lot of people who are sensitive to lavender, this was too much for them. So I will go ahead and state that if you're sensitive to lavender, you may pick up on it more than I do. But I love the way that the coffee and the milk work in this. The spiciness from the pepper and the patchouli and the vetiver are everything. And that's what makes it more unisex to me. I think there's orange blossom in here too. And some other things like cypriol oil and things like that. And that's just from my memory. I don't necessarily, like, cypriol oil isn't something I can always pick up in a fragrance depending on what's going on. But I do know you cannot miss the milk and the coffee in this. It is just, it makes me feel like I'm sitting at a diner and I asked them to bring me my coffee and I'm going to pour my own milk in it, and I'm smelling those aromas together, separate but together. And I just think that this is a fantastic fragrance. This is one that I prefer to wear when I'm running errands on a like 50-degree weather day. It isn't something that I necessarily want to be wearing like on a date night because it feels unisex to me. I don't necessarily feel sexy in it, although I think it smells sexy on a man. So it just is a good one. I didn't feel the need for like a 100 milliliter bottle or anything, but I wanted this in my collection because it's a vibe. For me, it lasts about 4 hours, and then I top it up. But again, on a day that I'm running a bunch of errands and stuff like that, usually I'm back home in between that, by that 4 hour mark. So it doesn't really bother me. But I went through a travel of this very, very quickly and just decided that I wanted to have it in my collection. So if you are living somewhere where you truly get that fall weather, where you're like in between 50 and 70 degrees, you have a nice breeze that can pick this up and carry it, you might want to get your nose on this one. Sometimes Instagram knocks it right out of the park, and in this case, man, did they hit a home run. So this is a collaboration between Hilton Perfumes and City Rhythm that I found out about on Instagram. The name of this fragrance is called Heart Spark. When I tell you this is an amazing fragrance, I truly mean that. I sprayed this one too because I just love, listen, guys, this fragrance has notes in it that I normally do not like. It has incense and tobacco leaf. And I'm usually only into incense if it's from a duo fragrance because I like the way they do it. But this one here, guys, there's like plum in here, peach, pear, raspberry, cherry tea, these beautiful fruit notes that open it up. But then it gets really sexy to me, like grown and sexy, with the dry woods, with the white musk, with the fir balsam, the labdanum, the incense, and the tobacco leaf. I just am so astonished by how much I like and appreciate this fragrance. And I usually don't care for a tea note either, but it works brilliantly in this. Oh man. They even put a little shimmer and shine in it for those people who want to wear it in the heat, have it, shimmering on your skin, looking like Edward from Twilight. But for me, this is all about fall. The dry woods, the tobacco leaf is giving very much fall vibes. To be honest, this could be a unisex fragrance. I could see a guy wearing this. Maybe not one who, if you don't really like fruity notes, it may not be a vibe for you, but man, the rest of it, it just smells so good. So I don't think you can get samples of this. I'm not even sure if they're still making it. It could have been a one and done release. I'm not sure, but I'm so glad I have it in my collection. And I really look forward to wearing it this fall. When I tested it, I got about 4 really, really good projecting hours. And then you guys know I love to go in and top up at the 4-hour mark anyway. But I think that that one could last maybe 6 to 8 if you spray heavy enough on your clothes. It just has those notes that can help it carry. This is one of my favorite amber fragrances. Amber, labdanum, vanilla, and patchouli. Very, very, very simplistic with the notes list. However, it just works for me. It's so sexy. From the House of Hermes, we have L'Ombre de Merveille from the Eau de Merveille line. This one here used to be like a very long lasting fragrance on me. Now, about the 4-hour mark, I am topping up. I don't know if that's more so because I really can't smell it anymore or because I get used to it and I just want to re-up. Okay, this smells amazing. It is really great for everyday usage. You could wear it anywhere for any reason, but it's really good for date night. I think it's cozy, warm, inviting, and sensual. Not so much sexy and enticing, but still something that would, get you wrapped up in somebody's arms and they would love the way that you were smelling. So again, that is L'Ombre de Merveille from the House of Hermes. This next fragrance smells so good, y'all. It just smells so good. And I really haven't disliked a fragrance that I've smelled from the House of Laura Mercier. This is Ombre Vini. So this one here has a beautiful tangerine note. I like the citrus of this. I like the energy of this. It's all encompassing. It's inviting. It's bright. It's interesting. But it's that sandalwood, that coconut, that almond. There's heliotrope and orchid in here too. It's just really pretty for the sake of being pretty. But it's also cozy and inviting. Like, I don't think anybody would dislike this. What a yummy, yummy, yummy fragrance. I really appreciate it a lot. So again, that is Ombre Vini from the House of Laura Mercier. I usually wear this, and when I had my first bottle that I went through, I usually wore it around the house a lot. Back then, I used to wear fragrance to bed. I don't anymore. And it's just that cozy, inviting, help you go to sleep type of fragrance. Not in the way that a tea fragrance will, but just because it smells good and it's just nice to wrap up in a comforter or sit in front of a fireplace or watch a movie, Netflix and chill, whatever, what have you. It is really nice and it lasts. You overspray that on your clothes and you're gonna go to sleep and wake up the next morning and still smell it. And when you go to wash your clothes, you can pick that up and bury your face in your shirt and you're still going to smell it. So I do like the staying power on it as well. That's probably got a lot to do with that. I was going to say salmon. Please don't ever put salmon in it. What? The sandalwood and the almond. I just sprayed this fragrance because I want to refamiliarize myself with it. I haven't smelled it since last fall. And baby, let me tell you something. The way it takes over a room, the way it makes me smile, the way it intrigues me, I just absolutely love this fragrance. From the House of Michelle Germain. This is from the Sugarful line and it's called Sugarful and Spice Honey. They red ginger lily honey. It's like blood orange in here. There's peony in here. There's pink berries in here. I just live for this fragrance. Oh, it's so good. The thing I love about the Sugarful line is that it's fun. Like, look at this packaging. It looks like one of those sugar things from, a diner. Now, for practical applications, I hate this packaging because when you spray it, it gets all over this. And so then it becomes messy and annoying, and I need to learn how to decant. But until I do, I just rarely reach for these. But I'm going to because this is the time of year to wear this fragrance. This is the time of year to reach for Sugarful and Spice. First of all, I hate pumpkin. But what I'm saying is, when you think about pumpkin spice, you think about sweet potato pie, you think about cobblers like peach cobbler, you think about the holidays around this time of year and the fall weather. This reminds me of cakes and pies like nutmeg and cinnamon. Even though this does not smell like that, it's just a vibe. So I really enjoy this fragrance. I love it. It has the perfect amount of sweetness. It's bright, it's sweet, has a little bit of spicy kick to it, probably from the ginger, but It's so pretty and feminine. I love it. It's very sexy to me. Very sexy to me. So with these fragrances, I'm usually topping up every 3 to 4 hours. And it's not because I don't smell it anymore. It's because I want it to project more. It's fine if I'm smelling it, but I want that scent trail. You know what I'm saying? I want the sillage, the projection. Again, whatever words you guys like to use, whatever vernacular, whatever verbiage you want to use, I want everyone else to smell it as much as I smell it. So 3 to 4 hour mark, I'm topping up. And this is my favorite one from the Sugarful line, followed by Dreams, followed by Pineapple, and then followed by the original. Love them all. I really, really do. Wish the packaging was more practical from a standpoint of using it, but in looking at it, I just think they're so freaking cute. This is one of the best honeysuckle and peony fragrances I've ever smelled in my life. And the lasting power on this thing is just amazing. And it is the cheapest or most inexpensive on this list. This is Paris Hilton's In Paris from the Passport series. I really love this fragrance. It is just warm and inviting, very sexy, sweet, just yummy and delicious. I love it so much. And I've been wearing this for years. So, and I think I like the other two as well, but this is the one that I want to always have in my collection. So again, that is Paris Hilton's In Paris from her Passport collection series. Not only is this a fantastic fall fragrance, but it's actually one of my favorite niche fragrances. This is from the House of Harmony Perfumes, and this is called Ching Shi. A beautiful peaches and cream rum fragrance. So it's slightly boozy, it's rich and ripe and juicy in the beginning, and then it moves you backwards to the point of where you're first picking the peach. So I've talked about this before in my Harmony Perfumes video. For those of you in the Terra Squad who watch all of my videos and love a true artisan niche fragrance house, then you already know what I'm talking about. So Ching Shi starts off with a juicy, ripe peach. And then as the fragrance progresses, it transforms into taking you back to the skin appearing back on the peach. It's no longer sliced, it's back whole. You're walking back out of the house backwards, and you're going back through the field and to the tree, and you're putting it back on the tree. So instead of starting off with you walking to the tree and picking the peach, taking it in the house, rinsing it off, and then either biting directly into it or slicing it up and then eating it, you start off with it already being nice and juicy, either in your cobbler, your pie, your bowl, and then you work your way back to the beginning of it. It's amazing. I always think of the word deconstruct or the word rewind when I'm thinking about this, because it's so unusual to start off with the ripe juiciness of the peach and then work your way back to it just being hanging on a tree, and you're first getting close to it and getting that whiff of the fuzz and the green and picking it and just it's amazing. I love this. What a treat. What a fantastic adventure in a fragrance. So cool. And it just smells amazing. It smells amazing. So again, from the House of Harmony Perfumes, that is Ching Shi. Last but not least, from the House of Dua, we have an inspired by fragrance from Tom Ford's Bitter Peach. This is Sour Peach. I love this fragrance. The sweetness that was missing from Tom Ford's Bitter Peach is in here. Peach, Divana, sandalwood. There's patchouli in here. There's labdanum. I think there's blood orange too. Ooh, I almost dropped it. Jesus help me. Yeah. Yeah. I've played with this before because originally this was going to be on my cut list. I was not going to keep this. And I just stayed on the fence about it. Baby, I let this sit on the shelf. It just blended together so well. It got a little stronger and it just came together for me. So it was not a love at first sniff, but it was always better than bitter peach. I did not like bitter peach when I tried it. So like I said, the sweetness that's missing in bitter peach, you find in here. This is a very sexy date night fragrance if you love the note of peach. And the spice from the patchouli just gives it to me. I like the brightness from the blood orange. This is a whole vibe for me. Very sexy date night fragrance. I really love it. Could it be unisex? I guess, but no, this is very much a feminine fragrance for me. Something that I think is enticing to men. It would make me, make them just want to wrap me up. And I love that. So for me, Sour Peach is a whole vibe. I'm going to make sure that I put a dent in this fall. And this winter, the patchouli in this allows this to just work well in really, really cold weather. So I'm a fan. Thanks so much for spending this time with me today talking about fantastic fall fragrances. I will be coming out with my top list. So those are the fragrances that I just love beyond all things for fall. Some of those you may have seen on other people's lists because guess what? We all like what's good. So, you're going to see some of the same things. I apologize in advance for anyone who gets infuriated by that. Y'all comments crack me up. However, please do not forget to like this video, subscribe to my channel, join the Terra Squad, as well as select the notification bell so that you never miss any of my future uploads. Share me across all of your social media platforms. Don't forget to donate if you can, or to share the GoFundMe link across your social media platforms. As always, I love talking to you in the comments. So let's talk about fall fragrances that aren't being talked about by everyone else, those unique hidden gems in the comments. As always, I love talking to you guys. And until then, bye.